Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're here today to have an open discussion about university, which I feel like is a broad subject. Everyone has their opinions, don't they, about uni?
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
I never went to uni. I actually tried to go to uni to do law. I didn't get in. I had to go to a full interview at the uni. Yeah, a full interview. I sat there. He asked me if I was confident, because in a courtroom you have to be confident. And it was this really stern man. I was only like 18 at the time, and I just started singing.
Really? Oh, in the interview?
No, I genuinely sang, and I didn't get in. So you went to uni, didn't you?
Yeah. So I went to uni. I did it all. Been there, got the t-shirt. For me, it was like life-changing for the only reason, the fact that when I went, you're like 17, 18.
You're young.
You've got no life experience. Well, I didn't have any. You go there, you're chucked in like a university of all these people. So for me, it wasn't just for education. I did it to become an adult and grow up, basically.
Confidence build.
Yeah, literally meet new people from all over the world. Like, for me, it was like probably the best years of my life. It was that much fun. No regrets about going. None. Absolutely zilch.
Now I feel like that's one of the big like stigmas around uni, that obviously it costs a lot of money,
Yeah.
and then you've got this huge debt all over your head, and then it's like overwhelming, and then people are like, there's no point even going to uni, and then there's just this whole whirlwind. And I think especially when it comes to applying, the application is so like daunting.
It's daunting, yeah.
It's a lot.
I find that most people go to uni for the same reason that I did, for like a social experiment almost. I think if I didn't go, you know, my life would have been so different, in the sense that the path would have been different.
That's what makes me sad though, because everyone I've ever spoken to says they have the best time at uni, like best time of their lives, and I missed out on that. But obviously I was a young mum as well, so I didn't know like financially whether I'd be able to go to uni still, like, 'cause I had a part-time job in a restaurant at the time as well. So it was like, what helped do like young mums, single mums, like what helped people get, like, it's just, to me, I have no clue about any of it.
So first and foremost, we would help with the whole process. So as you stated, the actual application itself is quite daunting. So that's when we help at UNiSEF in respects to you have a full-time consultant. So any what your fears are potentially about, I'm going to have to fill out these forms, I'm not sure if it's for me or not, they'll be able to like calm you down and just give you kind of like the barefaced facts of what the benefits are of university. I mean, part of what you said, I totally agree with it. Obviously getting the degree and then getting the job, but also it's the experience. I mean, when I did go to university, and then you meet people from all over the country.
The world.
Yeah, all over the world.
Literally the whole world.
Yeah, because I was born and raised in South London. And
Same.
All my friends were from South London, and you go to university, people from Manchester, from Liverpool, from different parts of London, etc., etc., etc. At UNiSEF, what we do is we also help. If you had a situation like you had, if you've got a small child, there's things that you may not know, and we will be able to give you that information. Like there can be grants applicable for you.
So there is financial help.
There is financial help, yeah. And it doesn't necessarily affect if you're on universal credit as well. There's a separate grant that you can get.
That's good. You see, things like that, you just wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And so that's what's good, obviously, with UNiSEF there. Like, I just wish that was like,
where were you?
Where were you like 7 years ago when I met you? Because I don't know any of that.
Yeah, I mean, even to the point what we offer as well, we also offer job placements. So another worry about going to university, as you stated, that you worry about what about the costs that you build up from getting student finance and so on and so forth. But when you know you've got a job placement, it means you've got 1 foot in the workforce when you leave.
So you find, so for example, if I'd obviously applied via UNiSEF, you'd have found me my first job.
Would have done, yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
So you'll be there for
I couldn't find one.
Throughout the whole process.
And
it doesn't just stop with the actual application, we'll constantly be there for you. You can call our dedicated team anytime you want throughout your whole journey at university. So even if you're in year 2, and then you're thinking to yourself, maybe I want to do a master's. Again, you come back to us, we'll look for potential master's courses for you, give you some advice on even with the qualifications that you might get, predicted grades, what kind of courses you can do. You might start thinking that you want to go in one direction for a particular subject matter. Throughout your university process, when you're there, you may decide you want to do something else. We could help with that.
So you might like chop and change, like
you
might start, for example, with law and then think, you know what, I want to do geography or business.
And people can call you anytime?
Anytime.
Even like 3 a.m?
Yeah, I was about to say, if I had your number. No, I know.
But we're always available on WhatsApp as well. So even if we're a very dynamic company, that's what separates us from our competitors, and not that there's many of them, but it's a case that you can contact us via WhatsApp and we'll respond to you. So even if it was at 3 a.m, you can send a text if you're really worried.
Okay, you should be telling me that, because I would be sending pictures of myself drunk at like 5 in the morning.
And what about like international students? Do you get them in as well?
Yeah, we get.
Because I had so many friends from like China, India, Spain, everywhere, and they were just like.
We help students from everywhere. Our core market is British, but we help students from all over the globe. They want to come to study in the UK, then we'll help them. Much the same as our UK students, you also will get a dedicated consultant. The process is slightly different how you apply to university, but we're able to help with both.
See, it's a lot that you're offering to people, like the consultant, obviously being available anytime. So like, how much does it cost?
Well, this is the bit that's going to surprise you. It's free.
Oh my god, really? What's the catch?
Absolutely. There's no catch. We get paid directly from our university partners. We don't attribute any costings onto our students whatsoever. So even when you take the student finance or grant, we don't touch that whatsoever. That's completely yours. So exactly the same way if you were applying through the most known company that does this in this sector. We don't charge. Actually, we're much better because they do charge. We don't charge a penny.
Oh my god! Wow. Do you know what? When you were speaking about it, I was thinking, well, that's going to cost.
In my head, I thought it would cost like at least $5,000.
No.
Or like the monthly payments, you know, like the 15, 20, 30 £30 a month.
No hidden charges.
Oh my god!
No hidden charges whatsoever. Completely.
They're like the uni gods.
Yeah.
They're like the gods of uni.
Like one of the most asked questions, well, in my head, is like, is it actually worth it? Like, is uni? So let me know in the comments whether you think uni was worth it or not. But what about you, Kim? Did you think it was worth it?
100%. So, in case you didn't know, I'm a business owner, so I own a lot of companies in the hair and beauty sector. I'm a girl boss, female girl boss. So, I think for me, everyone, the most asked question when I get asked this on social media, on podcasts, is like, did you go to uni? Like, how did you get into all of this? The truth is, I don't think I'd have my own hair extension brand unless I actually went to uni, because there is a story involved.
You can tell us the story.
I'll tell you the story. So there was a girl I met, she was in my group, we had like group coursework, and she came all the way, I think it was from China or Hong Kong, and her hair was like down to her knees.
Oh wow.
Yeah, not in a bad way, it wasn't like that scary horror film or anything like that. It was just really long and
like cousin.
No, it wasn't like that. I started getting really thin hair then, so my hair was like falling out, and I thought, oh my god, I really want long hair. And then, by the law of attraction, she was put into my group coursework thing, and I was like, oh, your hair's really nice, and her English was really bad, and she goes, I do for you. And she comes in the next day with all this hair, and back then it was like wax bonds, like 28-inch wax bonds, so they're like double this hair off. No, she like they used to put hair extensions on each other in the halls, like for free, like just as friends. And then she came in and did my hair, and I was like, oh, hang on a second, because hair extensions weren't huge then.
No.
They were just starting out. And that's how I got the inspiration to find someone local to where my uni was, and then it all started from there. So for me, I really am thankful to, her name was Canny Fan. Thank you wherever you are now, I'm not in touch with you anymore. But I believe that's started everything. So for me, worth it.
With UNiSEF, if I came to you and I was like, just away with the fairies, and I was like, so I actually want to be a doctor, but I also want to be like a nurse and also a lawyer, but I'm just here for a good time. Would you sort of maybe say, look, maybe uni isn't for you? Yeah. Or like, can you advise like that? Like if you did have someone come to you that's like completely not, you just don't think uni's for them?
Yeah, so what we like to do at UNiSEF is to be as transparent as possible and to just really just give you the facts. We could never really advise you should or you shouldn't go to university.
Yeah.
But what we can do from a conversation is work out, kind of give you the answers for you to make a decision, because ultimately it's your decision. It's not really for us to tell you you should or shouldn't do it, but we can give you the facts. You can let us know what your worries are, what you're excited about doing at university, and we can say, okay, this is how it works, and then you can kind of make up your own decision. Is that right for you?
Okay. Because I think as well, obviously, I always think of uni as being for 18-year-olds, like really young, it's like out of school, you've got your freshers, you've got your halls, and you go into like, I know the really like, not irrelevant things, but the things that aren't like uni, like, okay, so you go halls first year and then the second year you go to the apartment. Because that's what I was looking forward to. When I'd obviously done, I then had a baby young, but I have the image that only like younger people will go, and I think obviously when you're young, you have no clue. Like some people do, which is great. But some like me, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And even now, like I'm 27 and I have like a good career now, but I'm still like not settled. Do you know what I mean? Like I still. So if I could technically go now.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's worth bearing in mind. It's never too late.
It's true. I had 50-year-olds in my halls.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We had old people, young people. Obviously, they had their own clique, but there was old and like mixed with the 18-year-olds.
It's never too late. University caters from all different backgrounds, all different religions, all different age groups. So it's kind of like that kind of melting pot.
So you guys would help like a 70-year-old get in if they wanted to?
I've never come across a 70-year-old that wants to go in, but then potentially. And also at UNiSEF we do online courses as well. So some people actually
do you do masters and all that? So for example, I've done my degree, but if I wanted to do a masters,
do masters.
No age limit.
And also with foundation courses, if you're unsure what you want to do, a foundation course is a great way of kind of deciding what kind of area you want to go into. Or you might have come from doing an art background and then you decide actually want to do something with business, and you can do like a foundation to kind of like figure it out that will allow you to have the better qualifications to do the degree you want to do. So something.
We're going to talk about money because I feel like money talks, money makes the world go round, and obviously as we've said, like any age can go to uni, which I knew but I didn't really deeply think about. But when I think about anyone thinking about going to uni, or you're my age, I've got bills, I've got, you know, as an adult, you've then got bills to pay, you've got car, mortgage, rent, whatever it is that you've got, uni can seem daunting, like how much uni costs, you could be like, I haven't got the money to go do that. So what sort of help is there for people that are really like optimistic about going just because of the finances?
Well, first and foremost, there's obviously public funds, so there's student finance. So the government allows students to go to university. You would get claimed student finance, and by that student finance, your dad will pay for your course. But outside of that, say that you come from a low-income family, then there's grants available. Say that like in your situation, we have a child, there's also grants available for that. At UNiSEF, what we would do is give you all the options. You wouldn't have to go on Google and search for it and then worry about what is available, what isn't available. Once you speak to one of the consultants, they will tell you straight away what's available for you, go through all of your circumstances and maximise what aid you can have to help you at university. Okay,
so even things like that shocked me because like it says grants and you don't pay that back if you're like low income or you've got children or...
Yeah, you wouldn't, because the grants is specific to your circumstances. So what it is that the government wants people to go to university, but we don't want to make it kind of exclusive. And then, you know, if you come from a low-income family, then you can't go, whereas somebody that comes from who's got more money can go.
Yeah, of
course. So to get rid of that kind of exclusivity, being able to have a grant that will be able to help you with your circumstances still attend university is a big benefit.
Yeah, that's amazing.
3 years, come on, mate.
There's always someone in the cinema with their phone going off. Or eating popcorn. I bet you're the one that eats the popcorn in the cinema really loudly.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, that laugh. You make me ugly laugh. So we have got Kim's cousin Izzy with us. And you work in one of Kim's schools, don't you?
Yes.
And you haven't gone to uni yet.
No, not at all.
But we're going to have a bit of a discussion because are you sort of maybe changing your mind? I mean, you're here for a reason. So.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, the only reason I decided against university is because everything was just such a long process, and I felt like it was never ending. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just not going to do this. But obviously, I've spoken with Kim at length about university, and I mean, it's not just the education side. There's also the lifestyle that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably one of the main things that I regret in not going to uni.
Yeah.
Is the lifestyle side, meeting new people, allows you to do that
meet
much
so many more people.
Definitely.
And how old are you now?
I'm 20 now.
Okay, cool.
Nearly 21.
Nearly 21.
Yeah.
And do you feel like now you could go to uni, or are you still like...
I mean, if obviously it was easier, then then I definitely would consider it for sure. I mean, again, you can go to university at any age.
Oh, 100%.
There's no restriction on having to go. I always thought like yourself, like you have to be like 18, fresh out of school to go, but you can go at absolutely any age. And I think the main thing for me as well was having difficulty in choosing what I actually wanted to do. That is what I found another difficulty, because now when I look back on what I was planning on doing, which was law as well, I was thinking, oh no, I think I would have absolutely hated it. So that's where my second problem came in.
Yeah, you're kind of too young. At 16, 17, I believe that you are a bit young to decide your entire life path.
Sure. Oh, 100%.
Like with a degree. That's why I chose business computing, because I thought, you can really do anything with that.
I just think, the money, and then I'm going to be paying it off for the rest of my life. And then is there any interest? Like for me, it's all a big confusion.
Unless you get really rich really quick, then you're paying it off in one lump sum. So,
but then I found that it's quite unlikely that you're going to step out of uni and then there's not necessarily going to be a job waiting for you at your doorstep.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends, they found it difficult to going into what they've done their degree in, and some of them have ended up going back to what they did before they were even at university, like waitressing or anything. So I'm like, is it really worth that time and the money that I spend on going to university to come out and do the exact same thing? That's how
what do you reckon? Because I feel like
it would be interesting to find, what were you worried most about when it came to going to university? What was the thing that put you off most? Was it?
I think not knowing application. Definitely, I had my careers advisor on my case 24/7. She was emailing me, calling me, you need to do it, you need to do it. So that was one of the things, as well as just not really knowing what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so let me, on both of those aspects, that's how we could help.
Yeah.
Because you get a dedicated consultant, so we'll be able to talk you through the process. And sometimes you can worry about so many things when it comes to going to university, even to a point of what's the university you like. We could send you information on the university partners we work with, so you can do your own due diligence on that. Also speaking face to face with the consultants can help, because I do get this. You're right, it's a big decision to make.
Yeah.
And it's not that our standpoint is not saying that you should go to university. Our standpoint is that you should have the options to make an independent decision based on as much information as possible.
I mean, it's definitely something, now that I know there's options that will make my life easier. It's not something
you'll probably chat. You guys will chat with her and just find out what kind, if she wants to live out, if it's a city or is it more like a beach uni, and you'd know like what degree would be better for her just within like 10-minute combo, I think.
You were just saying then as well about the money, because that's what I was saying earlier, like the money's so overwhelming. And Nash, like you were saying that you don't, what percentage was it as well that you pay back
so
with your wages?
It's 6 to 9%, depending on what your earnings are. There isn't interest as such, it's based on inflation, basically. But you're not ever overpaying, you're paying it proportionate to inflation. So there is no actual interest on it as such.
Cool.
So the best way to think about it is that like a little tax, but you're paying it back, and it's all not in one go. And the best thing is, unlike a loan or something along those lines, if you for any reason decided you didn't want to work, you want to take some time off, whatever it may be, you can do that and still not have to keep paying back the loan.
Yeah, amazing. Got it.
So it would be paused until such time that you're back in the workforce, so to speak.
Is there, I feel like you need to have a sit down with UNiSEF.
Yeah.
I feel like I might want to sit down with UNiSEF. Yeah, I feel like guy. Because I've always wanted to go, and now I feel like sitting with you has made me actually feel like.
The best thing is, it's just an informal chat, just with what the options are for you. Whether it's a case of that you were wondering if you qualify for grants, or how student finance work, what courses are available, what locations are available. All these kind of things can be factored into just a little conversation with one of the consultants, and then they can at least put you on ease.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wow. The best thing about UNiSEF as well, to understand, is there's zero obligation. So it's not a case that we would charge for all the time. Even if you contact us every day, 3 a.m.
When I'm drunk, eat my pizza.
But the point is that we will work with you no matter what to try and like give you the best position to make a decision based on the facts to hand.
Okay, so even if like halfway through we're like getting nearer to the end, and I was like, look, I'm out.
No obligation.
Okay.
They won't be knocking on your door every day 24/7.
Crazy commitment.
Right, so Nash, is it really true that you can start uni literally any time of the year?
Yes, at the moment we've got 11 intakes, so it's basically January to November.
Wow.
Bear in mind, you may lose your summer holidays because it depends. There's a different timetable depending when you're starting. But even for now, for May, we've got courses running.
Oh wow!
So you don't
I did not know that.
Until September.
That's so funny, because I had a friend and she told me, she was like, I'm going to start in January. She had a job, she didn't like it. She was like, yeah, I'm going to start uni in January. I was like, you're lying. There's no way you can start in January. I was like, sorry, like.
Oh no, so sorry to your friends because accusing her of lying and she's actually not lying.
Wow.
I've learned a lot, like so much. And do you know what? There's so many like stigmas that I had in my head about uni that I thought,
same.
well, I can't go because of that, I can't go because of that, I can't go. There were so many reasons why I couldn't.
Yeah.
But now after sitting and talking to you, I'm like, actually, because of UNiSEF as well, like the main factor, how easy you make it, like, I'm actually tempted.
And I never do now want to go uni.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's always an individual decision, but the main thing is to have as much facts as possible.
Oh, amazing. Thanks so much, guys. Because I've learned loads. I hope you guys have learned loads too. Don't forget to like and subscribe underneath. Leave a comment as well with any of your uni advice. And yeah, make sure you check out UNiSEF if you're thinking about going or you want a little helping hand with applying to uni.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.